and if you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is Princess, her Royal Highness, looking very lovely today, just like usual, doing that princess wave. You do it too, bow out of respect. And then there's the grumpy Coco.
She's being grumpy. She don't want to sit in the middle today. She wanted to sit over here for some reason. For some reason. All right, guys. Today we have an extra special show for you. A new book came out for the Ultimate storyline. So we have Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther issue number 2. And as we promised, the whole gang got together and read it before the show. So we will give you a review synopsis of the book, tell you how the story's going so far, catch you up on everything. We have also new comic book day, which is really exciting. So we're going to show you all the new books that came out that we picked up, as well as a mystery box. We do have the Comic Tom mystery mail call, came out for March. So we're going to open that one with you guys. I think there's going to be some good stuff in here, as well as we may have the first inside scoop on the Taylor Swift Deadpool 3. I think we came up with what's actually going to happen in the movie, and you have to stay to the very end, and we'll let you know what that is. 'Cause it's been like, what? X-Men 130 has been like the hottest book of all last year. It's still really hot. Like, everyone's searching for that book, and everyone's trying to figure out what Taylor Swift is going to be in the movie, if she's even going to be in the movie, and we have a pretty good guess. So we'll let you guys know at the end of the show. Before that, let's get in some drinks, right?
Yeah. I'm just trying to pin, unpin.
Good job, Zach.
Interesting.
You're doing a good job.
I only got through like 3 or 4. We're reading everything, I promise you. All right, we got a Recovery Superberry Organic Hydration 180, whatever that means. There's 15 calories, and it says it's good for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is what it looks like.
Is it Powerade?
It's a generic Powerade or something.
I thought Powerade was already generic. There's a generic version of...
Yeah, I don't know. It's off-kilter.
The
flavor. Brand.
And we are on vacation tomorrow, so I am actually going to drink a beer. So I got the Lucille.
Not bad.
From Georgetown.
It's almost
try a beer.
Has a slight feeling of
like
it being medicine, but not like that bad.
What does it say? Please refrigerate warm beer sucks, as it does. I was trying to remember if this Lucille is the one from Walking Dead, or it's probably the one from Point Break, though. Right?
Mm-hmm. The guy that named his bat Lucille probably named it because of that.
Probably.
Yeah.
Woo! All right, let me say hi to everybody in the chat, because we love you guys. We can't do this show without... We could, but we'd just be talking to ourselves. So, Las Cruces, first to the game from New Mexico. Oh, before you guys go any further, do Princess a huge favor, because she brought her reading glasses, so she just got done reading Ultimate Black Panther. Give her a huge like. Hit the like button for the princess. She loves it when you do that. Nut Tech, how's it going? So glad you were able to make it over on Gary B's show yesterday while he did an interview with us. Thank you, Nut Tech, and everybody else here that showed up for the show as well. Please, after this show, if you didn't watch it, go over to Gary B's channel and check out our interview.
It was a fun show.
It was super fun, super fun. Jeff Coy in the house. How's it going, Jeff? Sharky Marky, how's it going? What's it? Oh, Wild Wing Wednesday. I like that. I like it. How's it going from Canada? We got Thomas Caps. What is up, brother? How's it going? Steve Sayer in the house. Princess might have some jeans on tonight. I'm not sure. Ciro. Love me some Ciro. How's it going, buddy? Oh, we got Anthony in the house. How's it going, Anthony? Good to see you as always. Paul Stager, our good friend and neighbor, is here as well. Always a good to see Paul. Larry Green, how's it going, Larry? How you doing? Milt is in the house. He made it just in time for the drink. Yeah, there you go. I know I don't usually ever drink any beers on the show, but I figured today would be a good one. And Phil, welcome back, Phil. Good to see you as always. You've been regular lately, Phil. Thank you for coming out on the live show. You love to see us talk about new comic book day. Oh, and I see. Oh, Nigel made it in. Woo! How's it going, Nigel? That is awesome. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all, right, Zach?
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Okay, new comic book day. Let's start out with new comic book day. Zach will be in charge of the comments while I ramble on. You guys know how I ramble. I'm a rambler.
Thank you, Sharky.
There was some good stuff that came out this week. Couple good Batman books started that we didn't pick up. So just keep an eye if you're digging some Batman. I think there's like a crossover with some dog or something. A dog crossover. He's like,
That's a dog crossover.
I don't know. I think Batman like teamed up with a dog. He's running out of people to cross over with. Anyway, let's kick it off. First, we got Fall of House of X issue number 3, and this is Jerry Duggan and Wernick is doing the artwork on this one. As you guys know, I've been picking up the end of X-Men here, so you have like the Fall of House of X and the Fall of Powers of X. The House of X a series, so the two are running side by side like they did when the whole series started, and basically this is like kind of the more, I guess, what you call realistic version. So the other one takes place in the future. This is like where Cyclops was going to be put to death for, you know, like the bad stuff, being a mutant and Orcus hating on him. Well, he got saved by an Orcus human agent in the end of the last book. Kind of one of the main, like, I guess you wouldn't call her like bad characters, but she was the human that was kind of leading Orcus. And it turns out like the robots and everybody are going to be worse than the mutants. So she decided to like flip teams and save Cyclops. And it's a bunch of other cool stuff going on. You got like a mini team of like Wolverine, Colossus, and Nightcrawler have been like going on missions the whole time. So that's exciting. And they actually still have Krakoa, and he's like walking around like a big tree, kind of like from Lord of the Rings, you know, like those big tree ends. And his protector is the Juggernaut. So like he's walking around, and then the Juggernaut's like punching the crap out of people that they run into. So it's a cool book. This is ending basically. This is going to be the end of the Krakoa era of X-Men, whether you're happy about that or not. I kind of got into it at the end and have been enjoying it. I know it was hard for a lot of people to get into it, but they've already kind of been talking about who's going to be doing the next books and what the next run's going to be about, and it sounds like it'll be completely different. I heard rumors that like Gail Simone might be writing the X-Men story, and
that'd be cool.
Greg Capullo is supposed to be doing the artwork for the Wolverine book, so that could be pretty epic too. So exciting nonetheless. Speaking of great artwork, we got Carnage issue number 5. That's a cool cover. This is the Symbiosis Necrosis Part 2. It's crossing over with the Venom book, and this is cover A. Isn't that cool? I feel like 5 to 10 years from now, people are going to go back and be hunting down these Carnage covers because they are ridiculous, and I can't remember the artist off the top of my head, but it seems like it's a little lesser known artist, and they're doing some great work on these. So
that's cool. So
in the story, Carnage has been killing these random people, and the cops have been like investigating it. And as he kills them, he leaves like little notes on like what his plan is, and it's kind of goofy, but it basically spells out that he's looking for Eddie. So the police basically find out that he's looking for Eddie, and because he wants to do something with the original symbiote, he's kind of like absorbing people's powers to become like God Carnage. And at the end of it, he realizes that Dylan is inside the Venom costume and not Eddie. So he is now like hunting Dylan and like leading that up. Somehow, Eddie's still been gone this entire time. He's still like in the end of the world time vortex with all the different versions of Eddie that are King and Black. And they're like duking it out with each other. So I'm assuming, hopefully this leads to the point where Carnage finally brings him back, because this whole separation between him and Dylan it's been weird, to say the least. I kind of want them back together. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. Woo. Hey, Kenneth Bird, how's it going? And so it's cool, nonetheless. I think it's cool. I like this crossover. We got Transformers issue number 6. Daniel Warren Johnson. I think Mike Spicer's like coloring the book. So this has been like non-stop action, and maybe I haven't really read that many Transformers books before this. I like it a lot, but it's also like there's not a lot of downtime where they're talking in it. They're just kind of like constantly like fighting. The Autobots are fighting the Decepticons, and like they'll beat up the Decepticons, and they'll like fly away, and then they'll be like, okay, we'll try to rebuild, and then right when they're about to rebuild, the Decepticons come back and attack them, and then they beat them down, and then they kind of go. It's just like this back and forth battle, and basically there's like a whole bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of Decepticons and Autobots, but they're not working. They're just like lifeless bodies, and they have no energon to like bring them back. So there's only like a handful of each of them that are even like awake. And Megatron has not even showed up yet. Like he's like either not there or he's not awake yet. So like Starscream has been kind of like the main villain, like telling everybody what to do, and they just constantly been beating the crap out of each other. Well, I think they were trying to find a way to absorb some human thing in the last book to gain some energon, so they could like reactivate a few more of their dudes, so they could get the upper hand. But it's been good. I think after this issue, Daniel Warren Johnson is not going to draw the book anymore. Oh, wow. So I know a lot of people are kind of upset about that. I think they're getting Ryan Otley to draw it from afterwards. I'm sure it's really hard to do a monthly book where you're drawing every panel and writing it. So
yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. Don't know what's more confusing, X-Men or the symbiotes. That could be Milt. If you're caught up on it though, it kind of makes sense. I may not be the best at explaining it. That might be the harder thing to do, but it's still fun nonetheless. Nelvis, hello from the Big Apple, and Nigel says, hope they do Venom 3 justice. I do too. If they get one of the Spider-Mans in, I think that's the only way to save the franchise. And I don't care which one it is. Could be like Andrew Garfield or Toby or even the current one. So it would be
Tom.
Yeah, no, Zach's killing it. Good job. We got Ghost Rider, Final Vengeance, issue number 1. This is also written by Percy, who's been writing the current Ghost Rider run, and he's killing it. So I'm excited that they're switching gears, and this is the first appearance of a brand new... This is the first appearance...
I'm pitted at that.
Oh, cosplaying the panel. Oh, there you go. It's the first appearance of a brand new Ghost Rider, and if you guys didn't know, the Hood, everyone's favorite Brian K. Vaughan character, is now going to be the new Ghost Rider.
Right.
I don't think he's ever been a hero. He's always kind of been like he had his own book, but I don't think he was ever a good guy. And he's like this hoodie that's a demon that gives him powers, and he's lost it and gained it back a couple of times depending on who he's fighting. But he wasn't in the other Ghost Rider story at all, so I'm wondering how he's gonna obtain these powers. And they were both writing Johnny Blaze and Danny Ketch, so I'm not sure whose Spirit of Vengeance he's taking over. So we'll see. But I think it's a book worth getting, because if it does become a new fan favorite, although it's not the first appearance of like a actual character, but the combination of a character, and we've seen how well that Helverine character is doing right now. It's like a $50 book, and that's not really an original character either. No. So you never know. I don't know if Ghost Rider could do it twice though. That's a $50 book. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy. Speaking of crazy, we got Avengers Twilight issue number 4, and Chip Zdarsky and Acuna, I think, is the artist who's fantastic. We actually got to meet Chip Zdarsky at Emerald City, and I brought him all of my books, and he signed them for me. Just signs a chip with an exclamation point, which is cool, but he was super nice. He actually signed some, because I brought my extra ones we were talking about a little bit. He signed my extra copies without having me pay for it, so that was very nice of him. If you guys aren't caught up on this, it's very much like the Marvel Kingdom Come, where Captain America's old, and he lives in this not quite dystopian future, because there is like a lot of technology still going on, but like there's like they have this day called like H Day, where somewhere all the heroes basically like lost their game, or either they got killed or they're not around anymore. A bunch of them, so like different people are in charge, and Tony Stark's son is kind of the main bad guy, and he has his own Tony Stark or his own Iron Man armor, but then you find out that the government has Tony's brain and head like inside this bubble machine, where they're like they take information from him, like use his brain to like solve problems, almost kind of like he's an AI, and he's like still alive in there too, which kind of sucks, because he's kind of just like this floating body, or floating like torso with no arms, no legs, just a head inside this thing. So Cap's the main character though. He's an old guy and takes his serum again that he gets from Luke Cage, and basically goes back on the street, starts fighting people. Then he's kind of like learning how to like fight a little bit again from being old, and he has to call in some friends. So he asks Kamala to join him, and they go and fight, and they start to lose after Iron Man shows up. The younger Iron Man, the son, which everyone's digging on that character's design a lot. He looks cool. And as they're losing, he's like, okay, we need to pray for our victory. And who would you pray for?
Thor.
Thor, exactly. So that was the big tease at the end of the book, was that Thor was going to show up to save the day. So I really recommend this book. I think it's a really good read. It's written really well. It's clearly a story that like he probably had in his back pocket for a while. You know, that it's not something he's like sounds like he was being forced to write. So it could go down in history as a really great Marvel book. So, and I don't think it's gonna be I don't think it's gonna be like a super long ongoing story. So I may be wrong about that, but it doesn't seem like it. Next up, we got Thundercats. Oh, issue number 2. I think this is like one of the highest. Issue 1 was one of the highest selling books for Dynamite in like a long time. I want to say they sold like 40,000 copies or something.
Wow.
It might have even been higher. It may have even been more than that.
We're rich.
But I've read a lot of these other properties that have come out from Dynamite, and I didn't care for a lot of them. Like Gargoyles wasn't that good. Some of the Disney ones were like only okay. Not that I was getting super psyched about the Disney one, but this Thundercat one caught me off guard. Like I really liked the first issue a lot. And I felt like I knew a lot about the Thundercats, but apparently I didn't, because I had no idea about Lion-O being like a little kid, and then, you know, like when his like cryo chamber broke, was like all of a sudden an adult. Zach apparently knew about that. I didn't know. I didn't know about that. So I didn't realize that was a cool. Yeah, that was a cool part of the story. I guess when I was little, you had to watch whatever cartoon was on. There was no like, you know, like TiVo or DVR or Netflix or any of that stuff. You couldn't like choose. Like you were just forced to watch whatever was on at like 9 o'clock in the morning or on Saturday. You know what I mean? Those Saturday morning cartoons. You're like whatever order they showed. So maybe I never got to see the first episode, but I'm intrigued. I think it'll be a cool book. Surprisingly enough, Snarf was not in the first book, but he was on the first cover. And we had some great covers for the first issue. I think Princess snagged like an Ivan Tao one. And this one, she grabbed that Perello cover, and I'm just sticking with my David Nakayama, but I'm going to keep it up. I dropped Gargoyles a long time ago, which is weird because I like the Gargoyles cartoon, I think, better than the Thundercats cartoon, but I kind of like the comic a little better, so we will see. We will see. All right. It's time for some classics. We got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 45, and we're finally out of the gang war. This isn't a bad John Romita Jr. cover. For some reason, he draws characters really well in the rain, so I'll give him this one. It looks it's a good cover. Good cover for him. I know he just did a Daredevil cover too that looked really similar to that in the rain, and it looked really well too. People really dug the Daredevil cover, but surprisingly enough, it looks like they're going to be going into a new arc, and this issue in particular is not drawn by John Romita Jr. So he did the cover, but they have a guest artist, which may mean that it's probably going to be maybe a little better. His art on the interiors are so sloppy that like it's kind of hard to look at it sometimes. So I'm excited that this one, and I believe in the next issue, somebody else is drawing the next issue too, so he's not even drawing the next. It's a different one, but I think Chasm's coming back because I've seen some stuff that Chasm will be on the horizon. So whether or not you like Chasm or not, I'm not a huge fan of Chasm. I don't know. His design's kind of cool, but just kind of a weird dude. Wow. Guy Ford's in the house. How's it going, buddy? Welcome in. Anyway, you know, there's a lot better books out there than Amazing Spider-Man, but I'm going to keep reading it, see where it leads us. See when they finally finish it. Oh, digging the glasses. It was reading day today, Guy Forge. We Princess read the Ultimate Black Panther, which Zach will be reviewing after this.
Yes.
Yeah. And Princess, yeah, she kind of liked it. We'll get more into that. We've got What If Venom issue number 2. And I think this is Lanu Francis Yu, I think is how you say the name. But Princess picked this one out based on the cover. I think we tried to get issue 1, and somehow we didn't grab that one. That was the What If She-Hulk became Venom. This is the What If Wolverine became Venom. That's cover A. It kind of has that like classic look to it, like very original, very good cover. Like I could see that going down as like a classic cover at some point in the future.
It's pretty nice.
You know,
pretty nice.
Lot better than the first one, than the other one. But I believe like they're going to be doing like Doctor Strange, What If Doctor Strange, and then I think there's a What If Loki too is the other one. Will all be the Venom one. This one looks like it has the best cover, but One Shot. Hey, how's it going, One Shot? Thanks for showing up yesterday, Gary B's show. Appreciate you. We've got Black Widow and Hawkeye issue number 1. This cover is awesome. They have a 4-part miniseries. I don't think I'll be diving in to read this one, not just because they're not the most interesting characters for me that I follow. Although I do like them in the MCU. But Princess got this because it's an Adam Hughes cover, and it's super funny. Like if you read the text on there,
almost seems like it should be like a connecting cover.
Yeah, which I think it says what, like I shot him in the neck or something, and then like why is he screaming? He's screaming. What is that? It's funny. Oh, it says, oh, in the neck. Oh, stop shrieking, you Kang, you baby. After he just shoots Kang in the neck. It's kind of funny, but good cover though. Mm-hmm. Good cover. I like it. And Zach may not have seen this one, but it might be up your alley, Zach. I Heart Skull Crushers.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, came out from I believe this is Boom Studios, but I think they have like a different label that maybe they put these under called Boombox. But we like this so much. We got cover A and cover B, and I'm not sure. It says Campbell on the front, but it might be Aaron Campbell. But I can't remember. I think we basically got these for the covers, but I may read the book to see what it's all about.
Also a Jamal Campbell.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't know that was. Oh, Jamal. Yeah, maybe Jamal Campbell. Maybe that's that makes more sense.
Jamal.
Yeah, Mel, that was that new Adam Hughes cover. It's pretty cool. Nice little variant. It's like one of those ones that kind of goes along the wayside, like if you weren't looking for it when it came out, because the cover A was only okay. And I don't know, like most of the time people don't get too excited about Black Widow and Hawkeye. Definitely not Hawkeye, right?
What?
You like? Is he your favorite Avenger?
Tim Burton.
He's your favorite.
He's my favorite empowered Avenger.
You like? Well, what about when he was Giant Man?
Wait, what? He was never Giant Man.
Yeah, for a long time.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
You're lying to me.
Yeah, he was Giant Man.
I don't think so.
That's Mill will
story.
tell you.
Fake story.
Yeah, he was. And oh god, what's it called? What's that website that like always promotes the Star Wars stuff? Is that the Wookiee something?
Wiki.
No, it's the
Wikipedia?
other one. I can't remember what it's called.
Wikipedia.
Not Wikipedia. But we got Star Wars High Republic Adventures, issue number 4. I'm still praising this book a lot. This is totally flying. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's flying under the radar. They redid the kids one, and now Dark Horse is putting out the kids book version. So the other 2 labels are coming out of Marvel. This one's coming out of Dark Horse, and I wouldn't say nobody, but a lot of people are not ordering the kid ones. This one has, I think, 6 first appearances in. I think 4 of them are Jedis.
Oh wow!
So you definitely want to snag this one. It has that great cover on it as well, and I like the characters. Well, the characters in the regular story are good too.
That's a really good cover.
Yeah, like Keeve Trennis and Avar Chris are kind of some of the 2 main characters in the regular ongoing story, but the other 2 characters in this one are very interesting, and I like that the main Jedi/Padawan girl actually had amnesia and became like this other character who was like sort of not a villain, but was like a sort of a bounty hunter sort of character, but like realized she had all these powers but didn't know she was a Jedi until her friends like found her again. And I feel like that's a cool story that could work out really well. But the artwork is insane inside too, so you get a chance to look at it. It's like kind of an unknown artist, and they're it looks like they're trying really hard in a good way, because like a lot of the panels look like they could be covers, and I don't know, it's kind of strange that they must be drawing really good on the inside stuff. So exciting book. I'm telling you, if you're not reading Star Wars High Republic Adventures, you could be if you're a big Star Wars fan. To me, I like it a lot. Anyway, Ultimate Black Panther number 1, the second printing came out this week as well, and I'm not sure how many of the second printings we'll grab, maybe a couple. This book obviously popped off right away. I think it went to like $25 for the cover A, the regular cover A, and usually the second print follows somewhere in there. It might drop off later. I don't think like the dollar amount of the books have been slowly decreasing as they go down. I haven't really seen much on I think that Ultimate X-Men may be like $8 or $10 depending on. I'm kind of surprised that even sold out. If it did sell out, just because by now I would feel like enough people would know to grab those. But just grabbing the second print, just in case, especially if I want to go back and reread it. Don't want to necessarily be worried about reading your first print copy if it's something near and dear to your heart. Okay, this came out today. Ultimate Black Panther. I almost took Princess's job away. Ultimate Black Panther issue number 2. Brian Hill is writing this story, and the artwork is, I can't remember. It says somewhere on there. Oh, Caselli, yeah. And it's killer. I'll let Zach get into it. He's gonna do the review. So give him the review. I apologize ahead of time for anybody. This will be a actual spoiler review. So if you are planning on reading it and you don't want to be spoiled, sorry, or skip this part.
Well, if you don't know much about this part of the Ultimates universe, so the maker comes over, actually creates this universe. He pretty much takes all the superheroes in there, either kills them, takes away their powers somehow, or makes it so they can't have powers, or like whatever. And then, some people just was never even born. All right, and he finds some villains that he kind of likes, and he makes this council, and they're the ones that are running the criminal underworld. Maybe the entire world. That would make more sense. But something's happened. Some of the heroes, I don't really know exactly, like came back from the past, or like the ones that he thought they killed somehow was able to come to the future, or
I think it was like Tony Stark and Reed Richards. I think it was Tony and Reed from his universe.
Yeah, okay.
I think yeah. So, yeah.
So they're back, and they want to bring back the superheroes, and so that's how everything kind of kicks in. It starts with Amazing Spider-Man, then it kicks off to this book, Black Panther, and the issue before this, Wakanda was chilling out, having a great old time. I mean, some bad stuff's happened around them. They don't really want to get involved. They're kind of hidden. They got that invisible force field. No one's really has ever messed with them. It's mostly just been internal conflict. And there's a lot of little political things that they kind of like talk about in the first one, and all that. But T'Challa doesn't want to go into any wars, but his sister does, and they're like, okay, we're just not going to do anything. We'll be ready if it does, but no, we're not really going to do anything. Well, guess what? Something bad happens at the end of the book, and his father dies.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the first book. And so that kicks off to what happens in this book, which is, I believe, 4 weeks later.
Yeah, something like that. There's a grieving period they were talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, mm-hmm. And the main villains, the ones that are trying to take over Africa, that's having all that conflict, is the spokesperson, basically. I can't remember what it's specifically called, but anyways, they're for Khonshu and Ra, and they have this army of, and they are collectively known as Moon Knight. But
that was weird too. Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. They're like, called Moon Knight together, but there's like the two of them. Yeah, and they did reference that they do work for the Maker, which I think they didn't really say anything about the Maker in the first book except for like the opening synopsis, but they did actually say in this book specifically that they work for the Maker. That was kind of cool.
And also in the last book of this one, it shows Storm. We didn't know it was Storm. At least I didn't know until it's lightning, guys. Oh, okay. And Killmonger. So 2 fan favorites was in the last book. Anyways, so now bad stuff has been going on around him. There's traitors in the mix, because the only person that could have got in there to blow up, the king's father was
T'Chaka.
Whatever his name is, was a member of Wakanda, or somehow they snuck into it. Anyways, a member of Wakanda had to let them in there somehow for this all to happen. So now he's on a crusade to find the traitor, and he's basically put martial law. He's interrogating people. He's imprisoning people. He's not letting them do hardly anything, and people are not any more afraid of the people that are causing all the ruckus around them. They're starting to fear the king quite a bit, and you can kind of tell this book has a big buildup that's going to happen, a big buildup. And there's also this other group of there's like priestesses of like a group that they don't really talk about, I don't think ever, of where they kind of advise the king, but they have their own agenda. They have visions and they give him prophecies. And, everybody says don't trust him, but at the same time, you also want to take their counsel every once in a while. Anyways, they
reminded me of like 300 a lot.
Yeah,
I know we said that before, but like in 300, where like Leonidas like climbs up that mountain and goes to see like those weird like warty guys with like those naked girls that dance, and they were like, I have to listen to these people tell us what to do, even though like everyone's like, don't listen to them.
Hey Glenn.
Hey Glenn.
I think that's Glenn.
Yeah. It totally reminded me. It's kind of the same thing. Like he goes to see them, and it's like, should I trust him?
Yeah. So the prophecy says you're gonna meet a lady in light, a lady made of light, or a lady of light, and you're gonna have a child with her. And I think you said it was like
an heir too. So
yeah.
I don't know if that means male at this point in our
in this universe and all that. So it's like, it's like, I'm gonna have a kid with my wife. Like, if that's your light, like, yeah, I guess. So, anyways.
Yeah, because he's married in this book. He's married to Ahoya. Yeah.
Ahoya.
Yeah.
And okay, fast forward. There's just a little bit left of the book. It's he decides that he brings all these couple of few people into this room. He says, "Hey, I know none of you betrayed me. Let's figure this out right now." And they come together and it's like, "Hey, we think we know where these the Khonshu Ra Moon Knight guys are." We're able to look through the places. They're really good at hiding, but where they're hiding is like shows like a radius around it. So they figure out where they're at. So T'Challa gets in his armor with Shuri's technology and flies over there, gonna dish out some pain, does a little bit, but then he gets like shot by lightning, if I remember.
He had like a mech suit too. Did you see that? Like he jumped down in like that like Black Panther mech suit, and, like knocked some crap a little bit, and then he like immediately jumped out of that suit thing.
Yeah,
that's kind of
like,
weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think they called it the throne. It's like they called something the throne. It's like Black Panther, go down with your throne. And anyways, I didn't quite. I might have to reread it. But anyways, he gets shot by lightning, and
I think she shot the bad guys with lightning.
Oh, that's
like because they beat him down with the guns because they were like shooting him a whole bunch, and then he like falls down to the ground, and then all of a sudden this lightning comes down and like knocks out all the bad guys.
And then it's like, oh, the lady in light. It's like, uh-oh.
But it was Storm.
Ahoyo is gonna be a little upset. Uh-oh. And that's how the book ends.
Yeah. So really good. I think really good. They left up like a bunch of like answers you weren't sure about. For sure, like they didn't quite say whether Killmonger and Storm were together like romantically in the first issue, but they were definitely on a mission together. Like they were definitely doing something together, so it would kind of make sense that maybe they're already a couple. And they haven't really said yet like how if Killmonger is going to be related to T'Challa like the same way he is like in the other stories or not. And so like if he's going to be like in this weird love triangle, and then also like if he's Killmonger's like, hey, that's my girl, and then he's already going, that could be interesting.
Maybe they become in the first Marvel throuple.
It could happen. But the big mystery that you didn't touch on, that like I'm trying to wonder who it is who is the
traitor?
Who's the traitor?
Yeah.
And when Ra and Khonshu are talking to their person who is like on the inside, it's a female. So, and you can't see who it is because they're basically kind of like this light outline of the person, and it's definitely a female is the traitor. So it kind of give you some, because like Shuri kind of makes sense that she would be the traitor just by the way that she's been like talking and she's disagreeing with everything. but then like Ahoya, hopefully I'm saying the name right, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. She might also be because she told him not to trust the oracles when he goes there, that whatever they tell him is going to be fake. And basically, like the oracle said, like, you know, you're going to have to ditch your wife to hook up with the Lady in Light, which he said is the Lady, and she is the Lady of Light. So don't worry about that prophecy. Plus, the oracle was a female too. I'm pretty sure was a, because they,
the
oracle was a female as well. So you have like 3 different options on who it is, but definitely good. I'm like kind of wanting to know what happens next, which that's kind of my telltale sign if a comic book is good. Princess said right off the bat, you liked it, right? Yeah, she's still digging it, so good book.
Nice.
Right?
It was decent. It was decent.
I'm interested to see how all these eventually like tie in with like the Maker story, or when he'll show up and get crazy, but he is crazy. He is crazy.
He barely has a brain anymore.
Well, like part of it's like blown off.
He's smart though. He's very smart.
Yeah, he's real smart. Real smart. Anyway, we highly recommend it. Definitely let us know down below how you're feeling about the Ultimate Universe. I feel like a lot of people are reading this. It's a nice, really nice jumping on point if you're thinking about getting back. And I know a lot of people just, some people just collect comics for the covers or for the money value or for the reading or whatever, however you want to do it. But if you've been overwhelmed with the Marvel Universe as of late, and it's really hard to figure out where to jump in. I know I've had a tough time with it, and I just kind of like, whatever, I'm just going to read from whatever point I'm at right now and try to catch back up where I can. This Ultimate Universe is a really good starting point. So there's not much you need to know to get in on it. So,
and I would assume it's going to go on for quite a while.
I would think so too. Yeah, I would think so. So it'll be cool. So, and hopefully, I think when the next Peach one comes out, it's going to be really interesting as well. So that'll be very, very fun.
Yeah, be able to continue on to the story because there was a lot of build up for that one.
Yeah.
So far.
Ooh. Oh, Ultimate is a good Elseworlds story. Definitely, Bill. Definitely. If you're not sure didn't know what Elseworlds is, that's the title DC Comics uses when they have a good story that's outside of continuity. So usually Marvel's like a big stickler for continuity. So somehow they try to figure out how to bring all those into the fold. So we've got the Comic Tom Mystery Mail Call. Let Zach let you know all about it.
Well, it's a great box. This box, because we use it to reship stuff all the time. It's a $40 box that you can get on a subscription basis, and I think if you get in anytime it's like your grandfathered in. So if they're still doing it 10 years from now, it's still the same price. I believe so. I could be wrong, but it's usually $4 to $6, and there's almost always 2 exclusives, and then you have chances of winning big prizes. Decent prize. Yeah. I don't know what prices are now, but
yeah, we actually got to just hang out with Tom and Fire Guy Ryan at Emerald City. They were super awesome. I was trying to get my Crashdown copy signed, and I forgot I left it at home. And he was nice enough to pull out 4 fresh copies, and the guy signed it, and Ben Temple Smith signed it. Just handed it right over to us.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really nice, really nice. Cool. And maybe when we get book 3, I've read the first 2 issues and might have something to say about it. Might review that book later if anyone's interested in
something to say.
Hearing about Crashdown. Unless maybe if we get one in here. All right, let's kick it off. I've heard some good things about this box so far, so let's see what they threw in there. Ooh, that looks like a Carnage print. Johnny Desjardins? I'm thinking by the signature on there. Limited print.
Limited edition.
They do some good stuff with the prints. I'm just not a big print guy, but Zach you like prints, don't you?
They're decent sometimes, especially that turtle print I got.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
I like that turtle.
That's more than a print. That's like a poster.
It's art.
That's like And let's see. Let's see which one you want to save. We'll save the other one. So this one I'm excited about.
Okay.
That is Avengers Twilight issue number 1, and it's a Peach Momoko variant. Limited to 3,000 copies, so a pretty major key right now. I believe that book, the regular book, sells for like $20. Issue 1.
So this one is probably like at least 30.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's a peach cover. It's a great peach cover. It's kind of interesting that she drew Spider-Man on the cover. because he's not really in the story. But they do point out that he is dead. So they're like, make sure that they tell you, hey, Spider-Man's not in here. And then I think they show you how he died real quick. They're just like on panel. They're like, here, Spider-Man died this way. So I'm pretty sure that's why Peach drew him dead on the cover. I'm thinking Chip has written Spider-Man quite a few times. So maybe he just like purposely didn't want to write Spider-Man again in the story. So I'm guessing that's why he made sure to like get rid of him right away. Because he did that whole Spider-Man life story, which is really good. So I just sometimes writers don't want to write the same character over and over and over again. So otherwise, your mind goes that way. So you'll start to think like, I'm just gonna write him the same way I wrote him before. So, and two huge books back to back. We got Vengeance of Moon Knight issue number 1, and this is the E.M. Geist variant cover. This is also the supposed first appearance of the new Moon Knight. So
it's a nice cover.
Yeah, this is a Virgin cover as well, which is really cool. And I mean, I've been reading this story, so we don't really know yet if it is really a new character or not. But it could be. There's a very good chance it could be a brand new Moon Knight. So this could go down as a very nice key to have later on. Could also just be Khonshu in a Mark's reanimated body. But I don't know. There's a lot of things. He did go in the their mansion thing that they have, like the midnight. They have that midnight mansion thing that they hang out in. That's like alive. It's sort of like this house that's like alive, and they tricked that Moon Knight after fighting him and Hunter's Moon fought. They tricked him into going into that house. And they were like, the house would like the real Moon Knight, so they knew that the house would be like nice to him when he goes in there. And when he went in there, the house was mean to him. So which means it's probably not Mark. So at least that's what they're like alluding to. So that's kind of cool. That was like their test. Speaking of, what if so we got, this is one of the throw-in books, but their throw-ins have actually not been junk at all. So stuff you might actually want to like sit down and read. So I like that. Yeah, this is a dope book. What If Phoenix Had Not Died? This is issue number 32. Great cover. Magneto.
Very nice.
Looks like maybe early 90s, late 80s. $1.25. 1990?
I think it's like mid 90s. No,
early 90s. That. Does it say?
Mid 90s, right?
1991. That's what I guessed. Ish.
It's right? Like right? Mid 90s.
Deuce boy, how's it going, Deuce boy? Welcome in, brother. Woo. Oh, you have that cover too. Very awesome Moon Knight. Nice. And last but not least, I remember what this was.
Oh, the die cut.
Yeah, Reign of Superman issue number 78, and Dan Jurgens' goodness. I believe that one is Cyborg Superman, right? Wouldn't that be?
It's been so long since I looked at them.
I think that one's Cyborg Superman, which
right.
Surprisingly enough, even though they did all these really cool die cut covers, I think all their first appearances are in like a different book. I have the book somewhere. That's that one with the green cover. It's also not really worth any money. It should be, because there's like 4
It's like a panel cover. It's like you got 4 like characters on the cover.
No, none of them are on the cover.
Yeah. Talking about the green one?
Yeah, it's all green. It's all green. But
there was another one.
Yeah, Reign of Superman, right? Cyborg Superman.
Something issue 500, I think.
Maybe. You might be right. I have it. I can pull it out sometime.
Something.
Good chit chat about Baki in the house. How's it going, Baki? Woo! Yeah, so good stuff. Yeah. Good mystery box, Tom. Fun. Yeah, I know when they do those, like we've learned, when they do those Marvel exclusives, they cost way more, like anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 for them just to do those books, just to be able to print those. So, it's not like
spendy.
Yeah, not your average exclusive. Anyway, Taylor Swift spec. I got the inside scoop. So a lot of people have been guessing on this was like at least in our circle and people that we talk to, you guys too, but obviously anything related to Taylor Swift, they saw her at the Super Bowl and a couple other games, like traveling with the entourage, like she went there with Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman and the director of Deadpool 3, and we thought she was gonna be Lady Deadpool first. Wasn't that like the first spec? Everyone's like, okay, she's gonna be Lady Deadpool. It's definitely gonna happen. All of a sudden, that book went crazy, like first appearance of Lady Deadpool. Then they're like, oh, now she's gonna be first Dazzler, so like issue 130. And I feel like that book stuck a little bit, where everyone's like, okay, she's gonna be Dazzler, like we need to get this book, and it was like probably the hottest book last year, so to speak. Maybe somewhere with like Wolverine 1 was a pretty pretty hot book. Yeah, between those two books were pretty exciting, and I don't know. I kind of came up with the idea, like in Deadpool 2, where they had Celine Dion do the opening song, and it was actually really good. And she actually wrote an original song for that movie. And Deadpool danced around sort of like a James Bond homage, sort of, like at the beginning of all the James Bond movies, they do this like, kind of cool thing to the song where it's all psychedelic and like guns are going inside guns and bullets are shooting each other and like ladies are dancing. Prince is looking at me like, I don't remember that. It happens at the beginning of all the James Bond movies.
Almost.
Right?
Almost all.
Tomorrow Never Dies. Anyway, I don't know. Like, it would make sense to me that like Taylor Swift would make an original song and do the opening song for Deadpool 3. And then we probably wouldn't be as mad at it. Because I feel like Princess claims she's a really good actress.
Mm.
Apparently not.
She was in shows. It's like, not good shows.
Okay, she claims she's an actress. I was like, I'd rather just have her sing in the movie. I'm not sure like if her acting chops could ruin Deadpool 3. Me and Zach seem to think that Austin Powers 3 wasn't that good with Beyonce in that movie. I don't want it to be another Beyonce.
I just think that
I'm Swiftie. I feel necessary to tell someone. Swiftie.
The only thing I thought with Beyonce was that she wasn't really that funny.
I think so.
It's a funny movie. It's supposed to be a funny movie.
So I'm hoping. Like I feel like if she did the opening song, it would be cool, and she could do it as Dazzler. She could do he could go to a Dazzler concert and she could sing like a song, but. I don't know, the Celine Dion song like hit really well. Like not being an original song too, that was kind of the feel for the song. I don't know if Taylor could do kind of a song like that, maybe. Maybe she can, yeah? Yeah. Maybe I don't know enough Taylor Swift songs. Princess is she might be a Swiftie fan. Along with you there, Paul. Guess could go to a Taylor Swift concert together. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Didn't she do that song "Teardrops on My Guitar"?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a good song.
But what do you think, Zach? You going with my idea, or you think she could be? Think she'll just be Lee Deadpool, or a whole new character? Could she be Polaris?
Oh, that might be something.
Polaris.
I do agree that she should probably do if she's gonna work on the movie, she should do an original song. Will she be in the movie? I don't know. I mean, they've been pretty good on their vision of how to make the movies. It might be a little bit weird since Disney kind of taken over. Hopefully they gave them enough creative rights, and then that writer strike. I mean, hopefully they're able to do the vision, because if their vision has if they have that vision that Taylor Swift would be great in a certain role, whatever how you want to see it. Mm-hmm. I believe in Ryan Reynolds and whoever made the first 2 Deadpool movies that it's gonna be good. Now, if they don't, first 2, then we're on the third one. Yeah, the first 2. If they don't have the same rights, the same ability as they did in the first 2, I don't know. I don't know. They definitely don't have Taylor Swift in there if they don't have the creative rights.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of quick cameos in the second one when they put together X-Force and then they killed them all. But like Terry Crews was a little funny, and Brad Pitt got electrocuted for a second. So I don't know. Could be something that quick. Just hope hope everything turns out right. I would just prefer her not to be like a ride-along character for the whole movie. That would be a little. Not anything against Taylor Swift's acting. I actually don't know that much about it. But I would assume if she is a really good actor, she would already be doing it. So
no, would be funny if she played Taylor Swift.
She could. that would just like blow a hole in everybody's spec. You're like, and then right after the movie, we could go out and buy 130 for way cheap. X-Men 130, right?
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Smart.
I'm gonna get that book again.
I'm gonna get a 9.9.
That's not possible.
Okay, 9-8.
You're gonna have to settle for the 9-8.
I'll settle for
Anyway,
9-8.
let us know if you think our Taylor Swift theory is crap, or if you guys have a better one, or maybe you just don't want her to be in the movie at all. She can just sing a song during the credits. But Princess wants her to be in the movie, so she's going to be. They already talked on the phone earlier. Anyway, as always, guys, we are on a break from Whatnot this weekend because we are on vacation. So. But we will be filming our Monday show because we definitely want to do the drop list and kick it with you guys again. So stay tuned for all the upcoming events. I think Princess is putting together a 6,000 follower show. So you definitely, if you want to stop in on Whatnot and bookmark her shows ahead of time, I think there's going to be huge free games for all you guys. So definitely, even if you don't buy anything, just come hang out because a lot of you guys do just show up and talk, and it helps make our chat be a little more fun. Yeah, like I said, it doesn't even matter like if you buy anything. Just it makes the chat more interesting. We'd rather talk to you guys than like people we don't know on Whatnot. Although they're cool too, because sometimes we make new friends on there. So nothing against them, but you guys are our favorites. You're our first love. Our second love is our Whatnot, right?
Exactly.
Anyway, Zach, you got anything special?
Yeah, you gotta share. How do you do that? So you have to take a commercial flight up north, way north, to the North Pole. Hunt down Santa's little hidey hole.
Hey, Wolverine.
Find that big stomached son of a bee with rosy cheeks. Punch around stuff, and you take over the North Pole. And then you have all these people that will work for you for pennies on the dollar. Wait, this is starting to sound a little.
They work for candy canes.
They work for candy canes. And you build this whole empire. And that's how you become the greatest northern villain of them all. That's how you get those gains. Punch him right in the stomach. Hate you, Santa.
I think Santa's like
coming for you.
Is he invincible?
Maybe. He can travel the entire world in a single night.
And sometimes fall off the roof of a house.
And then I wear his coat and I become Santa. It's in the claws. The Santa Claus. I thought that was so. Wait, what? The claws. Oh, like in a contrast.
We're getting really Christmassy in the middle of March.
We're going to Bavarian land.
That doesn't mean Christmas. It's not like Christmas all the time in Germany.
Chris Kringle. Isn't that German?
It is, I think. All right, guys. We will drink extra beer for you this weekend. Till we see you next time. Stay safe and remember.
We're going to get obliterated in level word. Get those gains. Later.
Bye, guys.